Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Winback, and on today's episode of Heroes of the Storm, we are going to be playing Chogall in the A through Z playthrough, and I hope you weren't expecting me to say anything else there, because I am out of words. We're on Tomb of the Spider Queen today, which is arguably Chogall's best map in the game, and we are watching a YouTube video. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe your heart out, because that's what we do here, and we'll get into it. So Chogall is a two-player character. We are going to be controlling the feet with Cho, and be the big tanky boy who decides where the two of us go. If you are not aware, Chogall does take an entire body off of the map, which is a little bit of a struggle, so we can hopefully mitigate some of that with just the map rotations themselves. Oh my, that was a Lily toss instead of the Chogall toss. The enemy team knows exactly who to throw, and it's not my big beefy ass. So there's 5 people in the middle lane right now. We've got our Hogger in the bottom lane. That was kind of doomed from the beginning. Probably shouldn't have been standing that close to them. If you are unaware of what Cho's abilities do, they are number 1, Surging Fist, which is our Q. This is a 12-second cooldown, and it's a channel, and the reason that you're seeing the indicator go off up to the left side of the screen is because that is the way the replay works for some reason. I have no idea why, but that's never going to be the direction that we're going, 99% of the time anyway. Our W is called Consuming Flame. That is going to be our Consuming Blaze, sorry. It's going to be our main heal for the character, and it is going to heal us per every target hit. Obviously, we're going to get better healing out of hitting heroes, but it will do a small amount of healing when hitting minion waves as well. So, always worth it to hit as much stuff as you possibly can, because it's Chogall's only button that will actually heal himself. And then our E is a 2-part ability. One is used by Cho, the other is used by Gall. We're going to be the ones who throw out the bomb, the bowling ball, and then Gall is going to be the one to hit their E button to launch it into the damage, activate the damage, do the burst. You throw the ball, it explodes, everybody's happy. And then our trait, again, is a 2-part trait. One is going to be Cho's, which is the Ogre Hide. When we have this activated, we're going to get 25 armor. And when Gall has it activated, we're going to get 25% extra damage on his abilities. So it's tug of war. Sometimes you have to let Cho take it, sometimes you have to let Gall take it. It's never really, the easiest way to figure out who needs it. So a lot of the time when I'm playing with people with Chogall anyway, they'll just let me keep it because they don't want to think about it. Oh, I've been thrown over the wall. Not the important wall though, so we can totally get out of here. We still have our shove activated on our Gall. He just used it. There's our fist to get out, making it totally wicked worth it to bait all of those cooldowns and then casually walk away. Now, the last thing about Chogall that I'm going to mention to you, his last ability, is going to be his ult. A lot of people will tell you that Twilight Hammer is the best ult that you can take for the character, which is fine, I'm sure it is. I just hate it because it's boring. Really, really boring. Like, disgusting. It's basically just another auto attack that does a little bit of stun, and that's fine. But Upheaval is a 40-second ranged, almost mosh pit. Like, think mosh pit levels of crowd control hard engage from a Chogall that can hit you from like almost a full screen away. It is disgusting how strong that ability is. And our build is basically going to be centered around that and our Q, our Surging Fist. So, all that out of the way, if you need the build, if that's all you're here for, we're going to take Consuming Fire at 1, Uppercut at 4, 7 is going to be Power Surge, 10 Upheaval, 13 will be Surging Dash, yeah, no, that's bad. Rune Gauntlet at 16, and then 20 will be Favor of the Old Gods. Our 13 talent is, I was just picking it because it had a Q icon on it, and I was playing into the Q build, but it's the worst of the 3. It used to be the best of the 3 because you would get unstoppable the entire time that you were channeling the Surging Fist, but you don't get that anymore. So the only things that are still good on 13 are the Spell Shield and the Molten Block, which is just an ice block for Cho. And that, in and of itself, is probably a reason that we're going to have some trouble with this game towards the end, but we'll find out how that goes. So if you are at all familiar with Chogall, you know that you lose a lot of the ability to soak with your team when you're playing this character. Cho does have really, really good wave clear with Gall hiding on him the whole time, but you do still have to be the one to rotate and do all of those things while your team picks up the slack. So if they're not soaking as well, or if they're not doing exactly what they need to in team fights, you can fall behind very quickly, and the game can go out of control, again, really, really fast. So the reason that Tomb of the Spider Queen is perfect for Chogall is because the lanes are so small, so easy to get to, that it's more difficult to drop soak than it is in other maps where there's huge rotations. You have to rely on a lot of other people to do the right thing, and that is just not possible sometimes. Oh, are we going to make it out? We do indeed. So the fun thing about this build is that the Q for the character is going to have a reset mechanic every time that we hit a hero with our Q. The bad news is that it does require a bit of a channel to get a decent range on it to hit multiple people, so you do have to kind of gauge your engage, but once you get it going, it's really tough to not hit lots and lots and lots of clumped up people. Which brings me to the first talent that I want to mention. Uppercut. Hitting a hero with Surging Fist deals an additional 5% max health to that hero and is going to reduce the cooldown of Surging Fist by 5 seconds. So, since it's only a 12-second cooldown, ooh, that was a good boop. He didn't take any damage for it, but it's a good boop. Surging Fist is only a 12-second cooldown, so if you're channeling it for 2 seconds and you manage to hit 2 people, it is immediately reset. If you hit 3 people, it's immediately reset no matter what you do. So always aim for the clumped up team fights with this build, and especially the big beefy tank guys, because they're always in the front, they always have the biggest hitbox, they're always the easiest to hit, and they'll let you get into the back line so that your Gall can do a whole bunch of damage to the squishy little fuckers hiding out behind the beefy dudes. So specifically in this case, our Tassadar and Stukov hiding behind the Butcher and the Garrosh. Mephisto is going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with because he can, you know, do all the hoppy jumpy things. And while I'm not in love with that, I'm also not insanely worried about that because I'm going to be so close to his team that I really shouldn't be taking much damage from him. The throw out to stop my Gall's ultimate, but it just wasn't enough. We're still going to take out the Stukov and watch the enemy web weavers come down. Can we continue punching in? Gonna get stunned by the Butcher. Doesn't even matter. Is Tassadar going to die as well? Falcon punched into Oblivion. Gotta sit on the outer edge of the ult so we don't get targeted by the fort, and Butcher knows that he has to bitch out because that's where he lives. Now, the other talents for this build that make the most sense for us are going to be Power Surge at 7, which is going to slow enemies by 30% for 2.5 seconds, and it's going to give us 15% move speed while we're charging and after we dash with Surging Fist. It's not my favorite talent on the tier. I think Firestarter is probably my favorite, but it works very well with this build, so the reason that we're taking it is just to continue on. Honestly, I think if I had taken Firestarter, I would have lived more. Yeah. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. Let's continue punching the Tassadar. One thing I'm going to mention to you about Chogall is that even though the hitbox on your Q is enormous, it does get kind of easy to miss. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know why that is, because when you're looking at it channeling, it's huge, but there have been times where I just scoot directly past the fucker that I'm aiming at, and there's no hit, which infuriates me to no end. But you know, that's just odds in a nutshell. So now that we've gotten our ultimate picked up, Upheaval, you're going to see it more and more often. We've used it to get a couple kills already, But since it's on only a 40-second cooldown, there is no reason not to just rip this bad boy. This is why I should have Molten Block, honestly. But there's no reason not to just rip Upheaval on cooldown when there is a squishy target just out and about ready to be killed. He canceled my dash. There's not even many things on the enemy team that can cancel our Q, but the few that do get really lucky in this game and cancel it pretty often. Junkrat taking out the Butcher. We're going to be thrown in the middle of our dash, so now we're completely fucked because that Stukov is going to get thrown on top of us over the wall. Fuck. Therein lies the only downside to this entire build. Cancelled Surging Fist. So when that ability gets cancelled, you're basically just out of luck. Unless your Gall has a shove to get you very far away from all the danger, you are going to eat a lot of damage because you no longer have an escape, you no longer have any mobility, you no longer have anything to keep you alive unless you take Molten Block at 13, which you should, because that Surging Fist channel sucks butt. Just monster butt. Which is funny because Chogall, monster butt, you get it. Anyway, right, so if I have to make a deviation to the build, it's going to be the 13. The 13 that I currently have sucks a whole lot. And I know what you're thinking when we're looking at the talents for 16. Ooh, he did. I'm going to get the Tacit R2 on the Upheaval. Oh my god. And the Garrosh is just there for the save. The Garrosh on the enemy team is actually playing out of control good for them. And it is nuts. It's just nuts. He tried to cancel my Surging Fist yet again, and it didn't work for him that time. But the so 16 is what you see a lot of people take with Chogall, and they want it for the attack speed. The reason that they want it for the attack speed is because there is a talent here at level 4, which is going to make Cho's autos do a lot more damage on the same target. Now, I don't particularly love the auto build. I am also not brave enough to go in there and just auto forever. I like to be able to dip, dive, duck, and dodge. And that isn't really why I think Chogall is fun. 75% attack speed is obviously its own thing. And when you have Hammer of Twilight with that attack speed, you're slapping so hard. But again, I don't think Chogall is fun to play that way, personally. You could probably win games with him, sure. Be about it, do your thing. But I will take the cooldown reduction on our ultimate every single day, and I will take punching people like that to death over 75% attack speed in literally every game. I do not care. Okay, what are we doing? I'm not sure. We've got our Hogger on our camp. We're chasing down the Mephisto and the Stukov. Can we get the pull? It happens on both people. Now we have to decide who actually dies. Turns out, neither of them. Neither of them are going to die. I'm going to be the one to die because I got my Q canceled again. I'm so upset. Okay, yeah. So, what you want to do in that situation, when you have a talent advantage and you have a pretty obvious pick with a wall down on a keep, you want to siege on the keep. Getting camps at this point and going for a turn-in is fine, but it's also not going to do anything to win the game because now the enemy team can just clear the camps, get ready for the defense on the objective, and we don't have any way to stop them because half of the team was sieging and half of the team was not. And because we only have 4 bodies on the map, I mean, oof. The Water Dragon is going to slow people down insanely, and the Junkrat Boob going to peel for that Lily. Incredibly so. Way to go, everybody. Good stuff. Can you hit it? He does, but it's not going to be enough damage to kill the Garrosh, who is actually building Blood Craze and Bloodthirst. The Garrosh is 100% getting lots and lots and lots of healing out of his W, and it is hilarious to see because that guy is playing it phenomenally. trying to pull people towards us with our Upheaval. One thing I didn't get to say about Upheaval is the ability itself always pulls the same distance. No matter how far the people away that are getting hit are, they're always going to go the exact same distance. So if you manage to get up in melee range and hit someone with the teeniest little corner of the Upheaval, they are going to launch backwards into your team. And that is, in and of itself, one of the best ways to get a pick, because you can basically shove them so far back and then just directly launch after them with your Q. And that is, a lot of people don't expect that from Upheaval. So that same distance that we pulled Mephisto there is exactly the same distance from the point A range to the point B range, and that is in and of itself just amazing. Another reason that Upheaval is stupid good. Ooh, getting canceled by the Gall Balls, and he is going to get some healing off of us. Looks like Garrosh is finally going to be taken down by the Rocket Ride. Can we yank? We did. Canceling the Stukov ult with our Upheaval. He's going to get slapped around by some Gall Balls as well, and we're just going to punch him in the face. The reason that Chogall is such a strong such a strong character at the moment is because of Leaden Orb on Gall. So let's see, what talent? I think it's 16. Gotta be, right? It's pretty busted. Yeah. 0.75 second stun on Gall's W, which splits off into a billion different degrees and just makes the enemy team's whole life a living nightmare. And it just gives Cho the complete impunity to run forward, do whatever the fuck he wants all the time. So good. But all that out of the way, I mean, it's a Cho video. We can talk about Gall once we eventually land on Gall. I don't know how that's going to go, because I have to find someone willing to pilot this fucker, and I don't know too many people willing to play the feat. So, we've got a boss pushing on the top keep here. The final talent that I'm going to mention to you about Chogall is our 20. Actually, I didn't talk about our 16 at all, but just remember, Runed Gauntlet does... Ooh... Dodging the Butcher ult. Now we're getting jumped on, and there is the black hole, and then the thermal lance directly on top of the black hole. We were going to make the most daring escape there in the history of Chogall, and then he was just passing by like... God damn it. Anyway, we got camps again. Sorry. Brain hurts. Not because of anybody in the game, just because of normal brain hurty stuff. It's good. It's good. Let's see what else is going on. Anyway, Runed Gauntlet, your 16 talent, is going to be reducing the cooldown of both Cho and Gall's ultimate abilities by 6%. That is per auto attack. That does not have to be on a hero. And it's 2 ultimates for 1 auto attack. So 6% off of Upheaval. There's that. 10% is 4, so 6% is like right around 2 point something. And then Gall's ultimate, I think, is twice that. So, all in all, you're probably getting around anywhere from 6 to 8 seconds off of 2 ultimates. Like, it's stupid. Considering that you just punch whatever you want. You do a lot of auto-attacking with this character anyway, so punch buildings, punch heroes, punch walls, punch whatever you want, get your ultimate back, get your buddy's ultimate back, and then kill the shit out of the enemy team. Mephisto, again, stepping way too far up into us, and now his Garrosh has to toss him out, waste that cooldown, and we'll have Upheaval back in a matter of seconds. It is ridiculous. We're just going to yank him again. Got it. It's disgusting how good these 2 things are. Runed Gauntlet and Upheaval, and then 20, Favor of the Old Gods, roots people when they get hit by Upheaval for, it's got to be at least 2 seconds, right? It is just flat 2 seconds. So you're turning Upheaval into a ranged root that you can basically put onto a 20-second cooldown if you are auto-attacking efficiently enough. I mean, come on. It's so good. So good. It's ridiculous. Not to mention, I mean, the AoE on it is fucking insane. I used to think that the Q was the most fun part of this character, and it's now like, no, it's always been the ult. It's the ult every single time. Even when this ult had a 120-second cooldown, I still thought it was more fun than the other one. Okay, well, saving Private Lily. You're welcome. I kept you alive. 2 deaths, technically, for our one healer, but that's okay. We don't need to talk about that. All of the keeps are still within striking distance. If we siege up as an entire team on one building, it will go down. Or if we manage to get a full turn-in, chances are the other buildings are just going to, kind of die to the passive nature of the objective. Tassadar being killed looks good, but it looks like Junkrat is going to be taken out as well. Butcher is hopefully the next in the train. He is so slow, but that Stukov armor is insane. The no control is not going to be enough, and it looks like Horror is dead as well. There's only so much chasing that you should be doing when you don't have a DPS character available. As much damage as Hogger can do, it's not going to be enough to take a person from 75% health to 0. So, that's okay. Anyway, now that we are alive again, the enemy team does not have a turn-in. We also do not have a turn-in. There is no boss camp up. There is nothing really going on other than for us to keep vision on the map, keep the waves pushed out, and make sure that we don't die. I just went in for that Stukov instead of going backwards like we should have, so things are just getting more and more spooky by the second. Not sure how I was visible for him to do that there. Never mind, Garrosh was in the bush, that's why. Got it. Okay. Well, we're just channeling the heal with our useless 13 talent, and now we're going for an Upheaval, rooting both the Stukov and the Butcher. Can we actually kill anybody, though? Doesn't look like it. That's okay. I am getting tossed in off of my dash. Now I'm going to be killed. Okay, it's fine. Sometimes when the games go for so long, it's really difficult to... Okay, no, just... I didn't mean to do that. Are you dead again? I should have gone the other way. At least until the point that I had gotten Upheaval. If I dash away, I can yank them all towards me, root them, and then get out. But we didn't, so... Hindsight's 20/20. Watching replays hurts me. Oh, right. No, the longer the game goes, the harder it gets to focus on what I'm doing in the game, because I just want it to be over, and things aren't happening that way. Looks like Lily's got the double dragon on the Mephisto, who is just so terrified of that tiny little panda, and the enemy team is going to take the boss, because we've opted for a kill instead. Looks like we're going to lose our Hogger to the rest of the damage there. Lots of damage coming down from the rocket ride, but not enough to kill the Garrosh, who is now going to slow our Lily into the Butcher stun. Can she make it? She's got the feet. They're so fast, but all she's doing at this point is making space. Nothing else is possible. I will take the blame for that one. If I had been alive, the enemy team would not have taken that boss, and that is my bad. Now they've got the turn-in. Middle lane super pushed up. Boss is probably going to die on the keep wall, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And the enemy team is actually trying to push out their waves instead of... Hello? Excuse me, sir. Do you know whose neighborhood that you're in? That's right. Yeah, you need to stay over there. You come any closer. He's tempting me. He's saying, hello, Winback. I see that you have your ult available, but fuck you. Here's a wall. We'll see how that works out for him. I can only do so much to help you, my friends. Can we get a shove? We're not going to shove. We're going to root instead, walk directly through the black hole. Junkrat with the... Oh, my. Junkrat with the Rip Tire off of his level 20, by the way. He gets both of his ultimates at level 20 with that talent. And now we just have to go into defense mode because the Butcher almost killed us. But our ult is up in about 20 seconds. We can get some punches on the Spider, the Weaver of Webs, and we can start looking at the enemy team. Mephisto is out and about. We didn't have the Upheaval ready though. Sadly, not enough punching going on. But the top Web Weaver is dead, so we can start looking at the middle and the bottom. And Butcher just walked off in the top lane while his team is still here middle lane. So, where is it? There it is. That is a healer rooted in the back of our team, our Garrosh. Their Garrosh actually saving him, killing our Lily. And I'm a little bit upset now. A little bit upset now. I have a Junkrat just kind of sitting in base. Don't think it takes that long to do what you're doing. Boop him! Oh my god, he was standing on top of that Junkrat mine for 20 years. That sucks. That's painful. Are we going to save the keep? Looks like Mephisto's going to get it, but I don't think he realizes. This has been happening to this guy quite a bit. Oh my god, the amount of just dumb random CC stopping all of my fucking Falcon punches. It's really hurting me on a deep... If Stukov didn't take the charges on his ult at 20, what the hell did he take? We're just going to keep punching towards them. I mean, it's all that we really have to do. It's our entire build, and is really good at running people down. Charging it up, punching it forward, going to hit the Stukov, who did not hit the silence at all, and that is a Butcher dead as well. Let's take the Garrosh, the 100% MVP of this game, because he is literally running at our team, saving his team, killing our team, and doing everything I didn't think was possible for that character, truly. Finally taking the Juggernaut down, though, and we can go end the game bottom. Holy ass fuck. This... I will tell you right now, if this game was a loss, I was going to be really upset. Just really and truly upset. Because I like this build, but I did make some bad decisions this game, both in the talents and in the gameplay, and that we're not going to end the game. I think this is a selfish decision, if I'm being honest with you. Because I'm playing with friends that I know right now, and I think I am just here to make some more plays, which is not good. So, you're welcome for anything cool that happens from this point onward, but I am also gambling the game away when I do this. Okay, there's the Stukov. They have... Yes, they are aware. I'm assuming that there's some sort of effect that we're doing inside the camp, but they did not come right on in. Pulling 3 people into that wall, surging into them. The Gall ult is going to blast them. We just did 2 dashes forward after that Stukov ult. 1 shove, 1 surging fist to make sure that we do not ever have to leave the kill zone. That was exactly what I wanted. That is why the game got dragged out. But my god, slamming that Upheaval, 3 people into the wall rooted all on top of each other is just a sexy feeling. I will 100% agree with my past self in saying that prolonging the game there was totally fucking worth it. Anyway, it's over. That's it. The night camp's here. All the minions are here. All the waves are pushed. The map is entirely blue with the exception of the enemy core, and that I have never seen before, or haven't been paying enough attention to notice. That's pretty dope. I guess the merc camps are still yellow, but anyway, that's Chogall in a nutshell. The build, again, in case you need it, I don't know about that, is going to be Consuming Fire, Uppercut, Power Surge, Upheaval. 13 is actually Molten Block. Don't take this talent, it sucks. 16 is Ruined Gauntlet, and Favor of the Old Gods is 20. This build is really, really good when there's no CC on the other team, but when the enemy team opts for all the fucking CC in the universe, like the Garrosh, the Black Hole, the Stukov slaps, the Butcher ult, the Charge, all that things, don't go this ult, or this build. Stick with the punches. Take Upheaval still if you want to, because it's fun as shit, but, yeah. The Surging Fist is only when you cannot be CC'd into Oblivion, and how often is that, truly? Ooh, how do we end stat-wise? Let's see. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself now. That is it for me. That is it for this week. We'll be back next week with the rest, I guess, of the alphabet. You know what I'm talking about. All right, see you later.